Daniel moves into the old house, hoping to find inspiration for his writing in the isolation. The first night in the house, Daniel is startled by the sound of slow, deep breathing that seems to come from the walls. Daniel tries to convince himself it's just his imagination, but the breathing persists every night. The breathing starts to get louder, and Daniel can feel the presence of something in the room.
Daniel tries to ignore the breathing and focus on his writing, but it's getting harder to concentrate.
The shopkeeper in town warns Daniel that the house has a reputation for being unsettling, but Daniel dismisses it as small-town superstition.
The scratching sound appears in the hallway, making Daniel jump in his bed. The scratching sound returns, this time coming from farther down the hallway.
Daniel starts to feel a growing sense of unease, but he's still trying to push through and write.
The house seems to be shifting and changing around him, with doors that he remembers closing now open. The marks appear to be some sort of code or message, but Daniel can't decipher their meaning.
He follows the marks down the hall and finds a message carved into the baseboard. "Let me out!"
Daniel is shocked and confused, but he's determined to learn more.
He starts to research the history of the house, but he can't find any information about a previous owner named Victor Langley.
The shopkeeper in town seems hesitant to talk about the house, but Daniel presses him for more information.
The shopkeeper finally reveals that Victor Langley disappeared from the house nearly 30 years ago.
Daniel is shocked and disturbed by the revelation, but he's still determined to learn more. The house seems to be getting more and more intense, with the breathing and scratching sounds becoming more frequent. Daniel starts to feel like he's trapped in the house, with no way out.
Open the wall.
Daniel is horrified, but he's determined to learn the truth.
He starts to investigate the walls of the house, but he can't find any obvious signs of what's causing the noises.
Open the wall. Open the wall. Open the wall.
Daniel starts to feel like he's losing his mind.
He finally finds a weak spot in the wall, and he starts to pry it open.
As he opens the wall, he's confronted with a dark and terrifying sight.
The whispering voice becomes a scream, and Daniel is faced with a horror beyond his wildest imagination.
Daniel tries to run, but it's too late.
The house exerts a strange and powerful force on Daniel, drawing him back in.
Daniel is trapped, with no way out.
The house begins to change and shift around him, becoming a twisted and nightmarish version of itself. Daniel is forced to confront the dark secrets of the house.
Daniel's experience in the house has left him changed forever, a reminder of the horrors that lie within.
But his relief is short-lived, as he realizes he's not alone in the surrounding woods.
Something is lurking in the shadows, watching Daniel with cold, dead eyes.
Daniel's eyes widen in terror as he realizes he's face to face with the figure.
The figure takes a step closer, its cold, dead eyes fixed on Daniel.
Daniel's heart racing, he tries to take a step back, but his feet feel rooted to the spot.
The figure raises its hand, and Daniel feels a cold, clammy sensation wash over him.
Daniel's eyes widen in terror as he realizes he's been frozen in place.
The figure raises its other hand, and Daniel feels a strange, tingling sensation in his fingers.
Daniel's eyes widen in terror as he realizes he's being possessed by some kind of dark entity.
The figure's eyes glow with an otherworldly light, and Daniel feels his body begin to contort and twist.
The figure's eyes glow brighter, and Daniel feels his soul being pulled out of his body.
Daniel's body goes limp, and he collapses to the ground, his soul now free from his physical form. The figure's eyes fade back to normal, and it disappears into the darkness, leaving Daniel's soul to wander free.
Daniel's soul continues to wander, lost and alone, in the darkness.
The darkness seems to stretch on forever, with no end in sight.
And so, Daniel's journey comes to an end.
The end.